Assalamu alaikum, Nazreen. Welcome to another episode of the Sheffield Warriors YouTube channel's continuing coverage of the World Cup, that is the T20 format in United States and West Indies, which is jointly hosted. It'll start on the 1st of June. हमारे साथ स्टूडियोज में मौजूद हैं इनको आप पहले भी देख चुके हैं इस चैनल पे when he was previewing and reviewing the World Cup, the ODI World Cup in India a few months ago. So welcome back, Zan, to the Sheffield Warriors YouTube studios.
Thank you, Adil bhai. Thank you. Glad to be here for another edition of Knockout
कैसा
World Cup Tour.
कैसा लगा फिर from the final of the World Cup ODI, now it's almost about T20?
Yeah. वही final से लेकर final भी that was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then उसके बाद भी now तब से I've been excited for this and
Yeah.
considering Pakistan generally does better in this format, so थोड़ा अपना bias भी है उसमें.
I think you are one of the few who are very excited क्योंकि
Yeah.
बाकी तो पाकिस्तान में इतने excited नहीं लग रहे मुझे तो.
That's true. That's true. I mean, there's another factor कि Canada after a very long time is in a World Cup.
Yeah,
So I'm intrigued to see Pakistan के group में ही है. So let's see
yeah.
how they do.
So that's an interesting match, Pakistan versus Canada in New York.
Yeah. That's
Mm,
gonna be very interesting.
okay. So, I
Bonus
mean,
matchup.
I'm just going to ask you a general preview of this World Cup.
Mhm.
It's going to be staged jointly in two countries. USB इस बार
Mhm.
host कर रहा है, first time ever
Yeah.
World Cup, and they're having a few venues. They're playing in New York, Dallas, or Florida, in Lauderhill.
Mhm.
Few teams are playing there. Few teams are playing. Rest of the teams are playing in West Indies, or फिर Super 8
Yeah.
सारे West Indies में होंगे, and onwards semi-finals and
Mhm.
finals all will be in the Caribbean. So, what do you think is, I mean, of course, there's a lot of differences between the last World Cup, that was the T20 World Cup in Australia, the ODI World
Mhm.
Cup in India. Anything that you are looking forward to for having in North America and the Caribbean this World Cup? क्या लगता है?
Yeah. So one of the biggest things I'm interested to see are how the pitches are in North America and the US particular.
Hmm.
I mean, the stuff I've read and heard from past players and ये जो है अभी analysts वगैरह, they're saying it's going to be on the slower side
Hmm.
and bowlers are going to get a lot more help.
Hmm.
And abhi I've been watching the IPL and उसमें तो people are scoring 200 like it's
No,
nothing.
it's not going to be
So
like
yeah, it gets a bit boring. So I feel like I'll enjoy this World Cup more because it's a more of a balanced approach between the batsmen and bowlers, and yeah, it's going to be more exciting.
that. Definitely West Indian pitches तो slow होंगी. Why it's
Yeah.
difficult to score runs. The ball is slow, and you get the bowlers get a lot more, and the scoring won't be that much. I'm not sure
Yeah.
कि US की pitches कैसी होंगी.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Australian
a
pitches.
big unknown, and Pakistan के भी उधर matches हैं, so
हाँ,
it's gonna be interesting to see how they navigate that.
बिल्कुल.
Yeah.
So we've got some very interesting groups. Group D has, if you know, is South Africa, West Indies. They've got, South Africa, Nepal,
hmm
Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and they've got Netherlands as well. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, that's actually when I was thinking about which teams I would have going to the semi-final, I was plotting the Super 8 से लेकर semi-final तक.
hmm,
And that was one of the two groups that I was very confused about, and I didn't know
hmm,
which second team I would want to send from that because I
yeah.
think Netherlands, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka are a lot closer than you would think. And Netherlands ने जितने अच्छी performance 50 over format में दी है, they're actually a better T20 side, I think. So
Hmm.
they're gonna be they're gonna be pumped for that, and I think they're gonna give a good showing.
No,
Yeah,
UK Netherlands have beaten South Africa in the previous World Cup, both
बिल्कुल. And
ODI and T20.
yeah, exactly. And South Africa, if you're talking about them, I'm very high on them.
Uh-huh.
उनके जो middle order है, explosive, वो हमने
Hmm.
50 over format में भी देखा है.
Uh,
And yeah, they haven't performed in the IPL much, but
yeah.
and उनकी form भी इतनी अच्छी नहीं जा रही है अभी warm ups में. I think West Indies के साथ पीछे खेले हैं series. They got
Yeah.
demolished in that,
Yeah.
but overall, I think they're very dangerous.
So Aidan Markram or Henrik Klassen will come back from the IPL into the South African squad. So
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that'll be a big boost for them.
big boost. And Tristan Stubbs, I think, as well. Yeah, will be. Hmm.
Interestingly, West Indies will also have some players coming, like Russell. He's going to come back.
Yeah.
Hendricks going to come back. So it's going to be
He's
interesting.
gonna.
The warm-ups for South Africa and West Indies are done. Pakistan
Hmm.
and England are still in this side of the Atlantic, playing a few matches left
Yeah,
before they will fly over. Most of the
yeah.
teams are now in the Caribbean and US. So what other things do you think? I mean, there's one thing that you mentioned, the pitches. That's going to be different.
Hmm.
Of course, we don't know the big unknown about North American pitches. Um,
Hmm.
the format is, of course, T20 now. You've got some of the lower profile teams that have made it because it's a 20 team tournament as compared to
Largest ever. Hanji.
uh,
Bilkul.
big number of teams playing. And T20 we know is known for unpredictability more.
Exactly, exactly.
Um,
I mean, building on that, I think both towards the upper end and lower end of the competition, there's a lot of exciting storylines because US they beat I believe Bangladesh in the series अभी पीछे
mhm,
and Canada भी अभी warm up उनका भी match चल रहा है बल्कि they're doing well.
mm,
So I want to see how these teams do. Association teams को chance दे रहे हैं. So
yeah,
hopefully they give us some exciting results or at least some good performances to
yeah,
justify their presence.
yeah.
And yeah, Oman वगैरह भी है. Scotland I guess is a bit more experienced. Ireland ने पाकिस्तान को भी हराया पीछे एक मैच.
Mm,
वो भी हमारे ग्रुप में है. So that's yeah, they've been known to do well. पीछे
yeah,
T20s में वो खेले हुए हैं.
yeah.
And talking about the upper end, I think England for me is I'm curious to see how they do because heading into the 50 over format, a lot of people had them doing really well, and it was the complete opposite.
Mhm,
And T20 में तो they're the defending champions,
yeah.
and this is I feel like it's a tailor made for them. जो format है
Mm,
basketball जो कहते हैं.
mm,
So yeah, I'm interested to see if they continue that slump, which would
yeah,
inevitably lead to a lot of leadership changes and stuff,
yeah.
or they bounce back strong.
Zabardast. So that leads me to the favorite segment of my show, which is you have to pick four semifinalists.
Yeah,
Who are your
yeah, of
four?
course. So my four. Do you want me to say the Super Eight and then say I can tell
नहीं
you
नहीं,
which
I
two?
mean forget who's the two advancing from each group. आप सीधा सुपर
अच्छा,
एट्स पर आ जाए.
ठीक है. I'd say India,
Mhm,
South Africa,
mhm.
England, and Australia. That would be my four.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, very
I was
interesting.
very confused between South Africa and West Indies. I
Yeah.
was a toss up for me because West Indies have been really good. Like their form is really good and home team. I
Mhm.
think they're going to be pumped for it. But I think just about South Africa edges them.
Okay. So you pick
Yeah.
South Africa, India, England, and Australia. I kind of get it why you picked those.
Yeah. Yeah. वो तो
Um,
generally.
Moving on to the best batsman of the tournament, you can call it. I mean, I know who you're going to say. तो मुझे पहले से ही prediction है और कुछ लोगों को पहले से ही पता है कि जैन ने क्या कहना है for
Yeah.
best batsman. लेकिन I'll ask you because that's the format of my.
uh, actually, I was gonna say the name that you think I'll say, but I've actually been thinking about it, and there's one name that I've been really impressed by, even in IPL, and that's
Yeah,
Travis Head.
yeah.
And I think that he's gonna have an explosive World Cup.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna go with him
मैं अभी
this
सोच
time.
ही रहा था कि nobody has picked Travis Head so far, which is very interesting. Nobody has picked an
Yeah.
Australian for so far
Hmm.
who I've spoken to, but you're the first one. So
Acha,
you're
acha.
picking Travis Head. That's
Yeah, Travis Head for me.
and who is your pick for the best bowler for this tournament?
Best bowler, I'd have to go with who I think is the best bowler period in T20s right now, Jasprit Bumrah.
All right.
Uh, I think even the slower conditions is gonna help. He has a lot of variety,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I think he's gonna have a great tournament.
Despite India playing all their matches in New York, we don't know the first three matches in
Yeah,
New York. We don't know what the pitches are like there. Most
yeah,
likely
but
different pitch.
I've heard they're similar. So Yeah, I think he'll have a regardless of the pitch. I think Bumrah is
He's
gonna
gonna be good.
perform, but these pitches are gonna help him.
सही, that's good.
Yeah.
सही हो गया. So
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, it's always a great pleasure talking to you, bringing you to our channel. Or inshallah, I think this is the
Likewise,
first of
likewise.
many that I'll be getting your opinion about as the World Cup firstly begins and then progresses. Or we'll go, week by week into
Yep, yep, definitely.
the climaxing stages, like the Super 8s,
Uh,
as the semifinals. So it'll be interesting to get your take, or inshallah, we'll get on with the fantasy as well.
bilkul excited to go again and another World Cup journey. There's likewise pleasure talking to you as well.
Okay. तो अपना ख्याल रखा. Thank you very much. और inshallah, I'll be in touch with you then.
Thank you, Dilbhai. You too.
Okay.